Welcome to Designing Spaces, Think Green, a special edition of the show that's all about you, your home, your space, and your surroundings. Home and surroundings, well, the environment. We must consider the environment as part of our health, our economy, and our community, all working together towards something we call green. So, let's get started, and let's think green. For many of us who think green, we just love being outside, soaking up nature and all it has to offer. And what better place than in the backyard? As a matter of fact, this backyard, what I think you could use is a wooden deck, because there's nothing like sitting back enjoying a cold one on a beautiful wood deck. But you want to consider the sustainability of the wood that you use. Take a look at this.
Enjoying the outdoors, relaxing in the backyard with family and friends is always a summer favorite, and what better way to make it happen than on a beautifully treated wooden deck. Think Green investigated wooden decks that not only look better and last longer, but actually contribute to a greener lifestyle. Hi, I'm Dave Steinak with Think Green. I'm here with Chris Shaddy. He's a treated wood expert. Chris, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thanks, Dave. It's my pleasure.
So what exactly is treated wood?
Well, treated wood is essentially wood that's treated with a preservative that helps prevent rot, decay, and termite damage in outdoor exposures. It makes it last longer than untreated wood.
Now, you mentioned preservatives. What's actually used as a preservative in treating wood?
Well, the preservative systems, Dave, have changed quite a lot over the last few years. In fact, there's a significant difference between the way different preservative systems perform. Our system, called Ecolife, is a revolutionary non-metallic preservative plus stabilizer system where the stabilizer is a part of the whole formulation. It gets pressure treated throughout the profile of the wood, and it helps resist cracking, checking, and cupping that you see with ordinary treated wood. It helps resist the damage caused by weather and water that happens on normal treated wood deck.
You mentioned this Ecolife. Do you have a sample of that you can show me?
I sure do. Let's go see Bob. He's got a demonstration for us.
Let's go check it out.
Hi, Bob. How you doing today?
Hey, guys, great.
Bob.
Dave, this is Bob Heidenreich. He's with the Deck Store in Apple Valley, Minnesota, and he's the builder building our deck here today.
Sure.
What I've done here is I've cut some samples of both Ecolife treated stabilized lumber and ordinary treated lumber. And what we'll see, when I pour water on this, watch how the ordinary treated lumber absorbs that moisture, and the Ecolife, it doesn't. It beads on top. Now, notice how it's changing shape.
Wow.
Isn't
Look
that
at
something?
That is amazing.
If you listen, you can hear it crack and split.
Sure.
It's actually breaking apart. And you'll notice the same thing on your actual deck. Right now, the fasteners on your deck will be pulling apart. Your seams will be opening up. You're going to see some pretty horrible results. Historically, we haven't built decks from treated lumber because of those reasons. We're going to get a lot of callbacks. We're going to have some pretty unhappy customers. With Ecolife, the stabilized lumber, we're not going to have that happen. We're going to have happier customers. Clearly, you can't build good decks with bad materials.
Sounds like a major benefit. Why don't people invest in this?
What's new to the market? So as it's being introduced, we're seeing a lot more people show interest in it. It's cost effective besides.
If I don't treat my deck with Ecolife, will it end up looking like the Golden Gate Bridge, like that sample's looking?
The whole deck's not going to move that much. This is an accelerated sample. Your lumber is going to be on the bias like this. It's going to still move, but not nearly to that extent. It's still going to break the fasteners. It's going to move. It's going to distort. We're going to have those unhappy customers. With Ecolife, the stabilized lumber, we're not going to have that happen.
Good. Well, thanks, Bob. We'll get back to you in just a moment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
You know, Dave, Ecolife represents one of the best improvements in preservative technologies in many years. In fact, the primary biocide in Ecolife received the very first U.S. EPA Green Chemistry Challenge Award back in 1993 for its use in other applications.
All right, so speaking of green, what exactly makes treated wood a green product?
Well, untreated lumber will quickly rot or decay when you put it in the ground. Wood preservatives actually fight off the decay and other wood-feeding insects. By treating the wood, you're actually reducing the amount of trees that have to be harvested, the amount of wood that's later landfilled, and the energy costs associated with that industry. And because of this, the wood preservation industry actually acts as a contributor to the environment.
So can all kinds of wood be treated?
Almost all kinds of wood can be treated, but southern yellow pine is the one most popular treated with Ecolife.
What are some of the other advantages to using Ecolife?
Well, there are some other advantages. I think Bob has another demonstration set up for us.
Great, let's go see Bob.
Great. Hey, Bob. Hey. Looks like you got some good stuff for us over here.
Chris, Dave, that's right, I do. Ecolife, turns out, isn't corrosive to our fasteners like ordinary treated lumber has been in the past. I'm able to put this deck down using the fasteners and not worry about the failure of those in the future. Some additional benefits with Ecolife, I'm able to run my joists 16 inches on center, and I can't do that with solid composites. Ecolife can span those kinds of distance. With a solid composite, I'm going to have to use some additional joists, additional hangers, additional flashing. It's going to cost me a lot more money to put this deck together.
So Bob, what you're saying is with Ecolife, you're using less product at less cost.
That's right. Some other benefits, it takes paint, takes stain very, very well. It doesn't have the green hues typically associated with treated lumbers. Additionally, my rails, I can use aluminum or steel balusters. That's something we haven't been able to do in the past. I can router the edges and get very, very nice detail. The color's consistent all the way through.
Now, with that color and with the stain and oils, is there a certain kind of stain we should be looking at when using this kind of product?
As long as you've got a good quality oil-based stain, I think you'll be covered. Some other stuff that we talk about is the flashing underneath the decks. This is a piece of flashing from a deck that was treated with ordinary chemical. Ecolife won't do this. Come on, I'll show you. Underneath, we've got our joist hangers, our lag bolts, and our flashing. Ecolife isn't going to corrode that. Additionally, when it comes in contact with aluminum siding, we're not going to see any failures there either. Ecolife's going to solve a whole bunch of our problems when it comes to building good decks.
Well, great, Bob. Thanks for your time today. We really appreciate it. Chris, it was great having you here.
Bob, we'll let you get back to work. You do great work.
Thank you.
Thanks. So, Chris, we've seen a lot today about Ecolife and the benefits. Let's just readdress a few of those key points.
Sure, Dave. We learned today that Ecolife Stabilized Wood helps reduce cracking, checking, and splintering that occurs naturally with wood as it is exposed to weather over time. We also learned that Ecolife provides a longer-lasting natural beauty with less maintenance for the homeowner. Ecolife meets all applicable building code standards for above-ground use, and we heard today that using treated lumber actually helps improve the environment.
Well, I can't think of a better way to end this segment than by kicking back and relaxing on this beautiful new deck. Chris, we've learned a lot about treated lumber today. If people want to find out more about Ecolife and how they can get it into their building projects, who do they need to talk to or where do they need to go?
Well, Dave, Ecolife's still a relatively new product in the marketplace. It is available in most states, so people should ask their retailer if they've seen the water demo and if they've converted their product line over to Ecolife. You can also go to our website at www.treatedwood.com and search for a building products retailer or supplier in your area to see if they carry Ecolife.
Well, I, for one, have seen that water demo, and I'm a believer in this product. I think it's a great system. So, Chris, just want to say thanks for your time. Thanks for coming on Think Green and helping us all understand how we can contribute through treated wood products like Ecolife to living a little bit more of a greener lifestyle. In Cottage Grove, Minnesota, I'm Dave Snidak for Think Green.
So what do we want to leave behind for future generations? Will it be the gift of preservation, or will it be the debt of careless destruction of our planet's ecosystems? Let's hope not, because we all have a choice, and together we can make the right decision to live in a healthier world. For Designing Spaces Think Green, I'm Ted Brunson.
You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.